Redo AMA. I'm a diagnosed psychopath. Ask me anything. I'm 28 years old and was diagnosed a psychopath 9 years ago. Ask anything you would like. How does your sense of right and wrong develop in absence of empathy? Are you able to logically justify morality in a non-completely self-centered way? No. My ethics are from grousing and being told. I picked up real going, so I also follow that. And I don't know about morality, never thought about it. Let me get back to you on that. What's the difference between a psychopath and sociopath? Which one's more dangerous? Sociopaths can feel something. Just full or rare. I can't feel anything. Psychopath cannot feel empathy, sociopath can, but usually doesn't. Among other things. I know that I am not the one doing the answers, but I know this much, so there you are. I've always been curious. My dad was in the Marines and discharged as 100% disabled to being psychotic, but he didn't define it as socio/or psychopath. He went in at 16 and did 2 years in Vietnam, then 8 more, ending up in Panama in the 70s, where he did something that got him medically discharged. He was capable of violence and love but took lithium for bipolar, so I suppose he was more sociopath. He had a sense of morality but confessed he enjoyed feeling power over others. After the Marines he would rob drug dealers at gunpoint and got a high from it. I'd say he got more than one high. Yes, his dad, also a Marine, never gave him respect. He got respect by doing brave things in the corporation he wanted to be respected, and he got it by doing crazy things. I know a few people who think psychopathy is just random outburst of violent acts. From a real psychopath's point of view, how does it make you feel whenever people stereotype psychopaths as constantly violent? I don't blame them. But not all psychopaths are violent. If you provoke me, I will get violent. But I feel like people calling other people a psychopath is pretty ignorant. There are other issues. Do you think if you broke up, do you think that you might hurt your GF? The reason I ask was in college there was a similar question asked in a class I was in. It resulted in a very raw but felt genuinely authentic, which is why I think it scared most everyone. Answer that the person thought they couldn't/didn't process that far ahead or even think about it. But they could see maybe be thrown into or pushed over the edge, because if he had felt an emotion to her he wouldn't know how to process it ending. That he might need to destroy it completely. Also, does your GF know, and does she care? Do her family/friends voice any concerns? Does she suffer from any mental illness/personality disorders? I doubt I would feel anything, but I prefer not to find out. She does know, but she doesn't believe me. She is complete normal. Her family doesn't believe either from the way I treat her. I think they only see psychopaths as violent, and I'm not. I hope I'm not too late here. Do you like small talks, or do you prefer deep conversations, or don't you have a preference at all? Who do you want to be in the future and why? What do you look for when meeting new people? What do you think to yourself when you see someone getting really angry or frustrated, or generally stopping thinking straight because of his emotions? Have you ever been curious what it's like to feel emotions? Or do you know already? I hate small talk. Deep convos, because that is how you learn. My GF, I wanted to marry her. In anything, how boring you are. If you bore me, we can't be friends. Normal people feel emotions, so I don't think about. People that are overall emotional annoy me. I wanted to feel emotions badly. Do you ever worry that you might hurt someone? Yes. I think about it when I'm around people. Mostly around my family. I don't want to be offensive, but I do my research with mental disorders, and if I'm not mistaken, being a psychopath is basically not feeling love, regret, guilt, etc. So I get why you're worried. If I am mistaken, please say. Oh, and in an interview with a diagnosed psychopath who was also a serial killer, but anyway, he said this exact thing: even psychopath has feelings if you dig deep enough. What are your thoughts on this? I don't think so. Maybe I have, I just didn't realize it. Oh, I see. It all seems so interesting, and to have a reliable source to get this information from is amazing. So let me ask another one. How do you feel about people close to you, like family? Since you can't actually feel, I like being around them. I talk to them, play with the kids. Play Uno with my cousins. Very interesting. I really hope the best for y'all, man. See ya around. The usually linked traits to psychopathy are the kids who wet the bed at an older age and the harm towards animals. Did you show any of those symptoms as a kid? What do you think is the distinguishing factor from a psychopath who is harmful to one that isn't? I also think anger is more of a feeling than an emotion. Do you get angry? What is your relationship with religion? You said you found religion, and is that kind of like presents you with a how-to guide? What drives you in day-to-day life if not emotion? How would you separate care for family from love for family? I didn't wet the bed. I did hurt animals, but not on a normal basis. Once in a blue moon. The factor that made think I was different was when my classmate died. I didn't feel anything at all. That is when I knew I was different. I was every devoted theist. I choose me how to be a better person and how to be better odds my fellow man. Logic drives me in basic human interaction. I say hi to my neighbors for example cause you are supposed to. I care about them by doing stuff. My dad had surgery so I took care of him, made sure he was okay. My cousins and aunt needed soap for the virus so I bought some and gave it to them. I'm gonna go ahead and call you out, bucko. Psychopathy isn't what you're saying it is. It is a little, like your lack of empathy. But your lack of emotions isn't. A psychopath is very capable of feeling emotions. You obviously also feel some sort of emotion as well. Claiming that you would come back and kill someone who killed your GF or family for instance. Taking revenge can only benefit you in one way. Emotional release. Otherwise, you only stand to lose something by exacting revenge, prison time or worse. So that is completely out of line with what you've said. Please, tell me how I'm wrong. I have more contradictory points if you'd like. Edit. To be clear, I don't necessarily think you're lying. You could be though. I think you're either lying about your condition or that you have other psychological problems linked to your lack of emotions. There are different kinds of psychopaths. It isn't just one definition. Some can feel, but not in a normal way, but I haven't felt an emotion in years. Not all are the same. If someone killed my family, would I feel anything? Probably not, but killing the person would be the right thing to do. I have a sense of right and wrong. Not everything is based on emotion. Like tipping your waitress. Nobody wants to do it, but we do it. Also, psychopaths tend to think about situations deeper than most. If I killed him, I'm confident I wouldn't get caught. I'm responding right now because I'm bored stuck in my house and responding to questions I've missed. What do you think about serial killers? Not all of them are psychopaths. Some have other mental problems. Yes, some are, but I'm not qualified to say who is and isn't. I think people saying they are psychopaths are just looking for an easy answer. For example, I don't think most school shooters are psychopaths. Again, that is just a theory. Not all of them are psychopaths. Yes, I know not all of them are psychopaths, but some of the major ones like Bundy and J.W. Gacy were psychopaths. Also, have you tried ecstasy MDMA? Def Bundy was, and I'm pretty sure most cannibals are. I could be wrong. And no, the drug I've done is weed. Okay, ecstasy increases empathy in people, so I was curious if a psychopath will be finally able to feel empathy if he takes it. But, I won't really ask someone to take ecstasy either, since the long-term effects of ecstasy if you get hooked onto it are pretty bad. That is what I heard. I just never looked into, because even if they're the long-term effects wouldn't be worth it. Also, do you get angry/feel rage? Not really anger. Rage, yes. I just learned that there is a difference. If someone is being very annoying, I might. I found religion and that has helped keep my rage in check. What religion are you and why? How do you let religion govern your life? Also, what feelings are you able to have for your GF given that you are a psychopath? I don't want to say my religion. But it Abrahamic faiths. My faith tells me how to be a better person. Like giving to others. I donate 5% of my salary to charity. My GF doesn't believe I am. She thinks all psychopaths are violent, which I am not. What attraction do you have for your girlfriend? Do you think you feel love like other people, or do you have more of a sexual attraction to your girlfriend? I just feel comfortable and calm with her, so I like her cause of that. As far as I know, psychopath definitely isn't a diagnosis. Could I ask what you're diagnosed with? Are you talking about ASPD? Pretty sure psychopathy is a diagnosable condition. It's not in the DSM-5. Not sure about the technicalities. I have met others that have been officially diagnosed psychopaths. It's more common than people think, I'm told. 1% of people are psychopaths, so it isn't that rare. If you don't feel anything at all, why/how do you get violent towards others when they provoke you? When I know someone is trying to wrong me. I took my cousin and my nephew shopping once and some family tried to take my nephew. I don't feel anything, but I know that's a fucked up thing to do. So I threatened to kill them, even slightly hurting them. How did you get diagnosed? How was the process like? A few therapy sessions and she showed me pictures of people and animals dying and I didn't feel anything. Lol. I don't even know what the right reaction is for a bullcrap like that. She said most people would at least be shocked or don't want to look. I just have a blank stare. Either you are lying or she was a con man. I don't really believe that you are a psychopath. With what I've read, you just don't seem the type. So either you are lying about being one or you got misdiagnosed. I've been around people with ASPD before. And you don't seem very sure about what you supposedly are. Feel free to change my mind. What makes you think I'm not one? You don't seem to understand what you supposedly have. You gave a very interesting definition about your condition that contradicts the actual definition. Do you feel egotistical? Do you feel remorse? Do you feel like those around you have value? Op explained he does things that he's learned to be good. I've read somewhere that psychopaths tend to think everything thoroughly. Unlike sociopaths, Op wants to feel emotions. Could it be that, with the assist of others, Op is literally planning to feel, because he sees it as something that would benefit him? Could it be a good side of ego? Or am I even close? I have just a little knowledge about it, so my guess comes from the logic behind what I read so far.